happy you could join me on this beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you're at. What I got going on here today is I went ahead and painted a deer on here. Drew it out first, then I took ceramic paint, painted it all the areas that I thought the way it should look. What I'm going to do now is put a scene behind it. And any information and all the colors you'll need to paint along with me will come across the screen right about here. This is pre-stretched canvas 16 by 20. I covered the whole thin portion with all liquid white. So let's start out and we'll put some sky in. I use a 2-inch brush. We'll start out with some dark color. Phthalo blue, Prussian blue, midnight black, just like that. Just in the corners. Maybe along the top. More blue. Darker. Darker colors. Maybe in our world, maybe there'd be sunset. So I'm going to take some oranges, red, yellow, load it up on the fan brush. Maybe we'll have something happening in here. Maybe it goes all the way across. I'm going to come in and blend this out. Maybe here there'll be a little bit more redder out here. Now I'm going to take the blender brush, start out from the middle, kind of blend it in, blend it out. The way I think it might look. Go back in. More orange. Leave that middle part just the way it is. Come back into the blender brush. Blend it out. All the way. Maybe a little bit more red out here. More red out here. Be yellow, then red. Circular motions. All the way down. Now we'll take some white on my finger. We'll come in here. We'll have that happening. Wipe off the blender brush. We're going to come into the sky color now. Come down here in the white, liquid white we put on. Kind of blend this in. Even some spots, some whites, lighter areas. Maybe it comes right across. Who knows? It's your world. Just like that. Now, maybe we'll have some distant trees over here. But we're going to blend this in first. Get this blended down where the horns are. For the antlers, take a filbert brush. That kind of blends it in. Okay. Now, clean that fan brush off. It's a good one to use. It's kind of small. It gives you that look of the evergreen trees that I'm looking for. Maybe we'll add a little bit of white to it. Gonna add some ground cover back here. This is all going to be hilly, maybe. We'll see what we got going on here. Maybe it comes right down. All I'm doing is tapping. Maybe it's in a hilly area. Maybe put some evergreen trees back there. I'm going to tap this though. Get as close as I can. Close as I can to it. We'll shade this in and you'll get all the different colors happening back here. Okay, got to put some right in here. Mark off this antlers. I'm going to fill that in. Maybe right in there. Stick the corner of it. Got to use two hands for this. Fill that up. It's kind of the only problem with doing this. You put the animal in first. Now we'll put some trees. We'll make it we'll make it evergreen trees. Kind of make it a forest. All I'm doing is tapping. Make the straight line for the trunk of it and just tap your way down. Get all kinds of things. Leave some shadows down there. Maybe there's a distant tree right there. One there. Maybe that's a cluster and maybe there's a gap and maybe there's another one right here. Hope you can see that with me tapping. Try to put the camera on that right angle. Just like that. Make it a little closer. And there's one right there. All kinds of different shapes and sizes. Maybe there's one right there. I think it'd be good to have one right here. Sure, world, you can put them wherever you want, wherever you think they should be. It's exactly where they should be. Let's see if maybe we can put one right here. Go ahead and leave it now. The big one right here. Turn the brush over. You have some on both sides. Have paint on both sides of it. Okay, this one here, I think we're going to come down. Right behind it. Right behind the deer. What I'm doing is tapping. Gonna bring the land around there. Land around here. Who knows? Maybe we can make it a little lake in there. Maybe a little lake. This is going to go right behind him. This is going to be all coming down here. Like that. Just fill it in. We'll come in with the yellows and make it grassy. Make it that grassy look. I'll come and fine tune that in there. I think we'll come right across in front. Maybe right down here. filling this all in. Doesn't much matter how it's filled in. Just tap it. Some darker color. We'll fill it in when we use the highlights. And you get to see the lay of the land. How bright you want it. Just like this. Taking shape. Now, clean this fan brush off and go into some of the yellows. Highlight it. Use some liquid clear, yellow, maybe some white, titanium white, liquid white. Load it right up on the brush, just like that. Just tapping it. Then you can come in and start shading. Different areas. And where you think it might be hitting. Might be getting that glistening. Just like that. There and there. Maybe that's really highlighted right there. You want to leave gaps in between, because that makes it look like it's hills, kind of hills flowing. Or you think you might have too much, just tap it and it takes it away. Kind of blends it right in. Get some action going over here. I want to do it on the corner of the brush. Make it look like there's all kinds of brush and stuff happening. What I'm going to do is take a 2-inch brush, load it up with the yellows. Do the same thing. Kind of go over it. Gives you a different look. Just keep tapping. And leaving those gaps. Can even leave some dark things happening. Makes it look like there's shadows. Getting some more white, lighter color, kind of making it pop some. Maybe over here, comes right down. Maybe right on this edge here, where it could be hitting. A little bit more white. Make it pop a little bit. That's a nice look there. You can almost leave this back here the way it is. Okay, now come in with the fan brush again. Let's get some colors of the sky happening. Almost the same way. Maybe down here it'd be white, and then it'd be the orange. Just like the sun, the way it looks. Maybe it'd be right in here. Maybe grab a little bit of red and go further out. Just like the way it shows, just like we did the sky. Just like that. The blender brush, like we did the sky. Get it fairly clean. blending. Scrape off a path here. Scrape off a path there. And we'll put maybe something like that right down in the water. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with this brush here, clean up this area right here. Bring it right up to the deer. Like that. Maybe put it in here too. Well, since we got the paintbrush going. Right up to the antlers. A little bit of fine tuning here. Now, take the fan brush, clean it off again, and get into maybe some blues of the sky. Kind of put it down here in the water. That brush off when we use the trying to fill it in. I want to fill in the water. Get some watercolor. A little bit more finer detail, since you have to fill in all these, fill in all this area for the water. But I'm thinking it'd be worth it. It'd be worth the extra. Just tapping this in here. Then we'll go ahead and pull this across. Straight across. Get the water line happening. Now we'll go into the blender brush. And we'll pull this across. Pull this across. Now we'll come in with some darker blues. We'll highlight it right over here. The shadows right by the edge. Just like that. Palette knife, some blue colors, a roll of paint, and we're just tapping it. here and there. Kind of enhancing that look. Where that water's edge would be. Take the fan brush and come in and just pull down. Pull down a little harder. Right where the tree might be. Like that. Take the blender brush, pull down, pull across, kind of diffuse that. This gives the reflection. Come into the palette knife, grab some white. Maybe put some water lines here. Off in the distance. Like that. Now, I think we might have a tree coming over here and another big evergreen tree there. Going to some more dark colors. Phthalo green, sap green. Maybe it's right there. All the way down. Start off the top. Just tapping. Just the way you think it would look. More color. Kind of blending in with this down here. We can get it. We can get it to darken up. Just like that. Come back in and highlight some of this right in here. More phthalo green. Maybe there's something that comes right over here. Maybe there's a tree. Coming right down. Maybe you can still see the sky through there. Cover up some of the trees, but that's okay. on. Like that, clean your brush off. We'll come into some lighter colors. We'll highlight right underneath that tree we just did. Right here, maybe where the evergreen tree is. Come back in with some darker colors, the blues, purples. I just want to take this and darken this. Darken this some more. The blender brush and blend it. Blend it out. Maybe that reflection is good right like that because of the sun. Of the sun hitting that area. So it's right along there. Pretty good to me. Sometimes you pick up a hair, if you just go down there and pull it off. Lift up and it pulls it right off. Okay, I'm going to call this a completed painting. Come down here and sign it in the corner. Some people like to use their initials. I like using my last name. I also like putting the year on there. You can see your progress. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little different. Like I said, I put the deer in there and painted around it. I'm going to be doing more animals, the more videos that I make. I hope you're painting along with me, and I hope you come back and see me. Have a nice day.